Syria's foreign ministry has condemned U.S. airstrikes on the country, calling them abominable. In the letter to UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and the UN Security Council, Syria has labeled the U.S. air raids as illegal since they don't have prior authorization from Damascus. The letter also highlights the destructive effects of airstrikes on Syria's economic infrastructure, such as power plants, oil fields, and factories. Damascus says that U.S. bombardments of industrial areas are aimed at destroying Syria's economy. Syria has been the scene of a foreign-backed bloody conflict since 2011. Professor of Lebanese International University Jamal Wakim joins us now via satellite from the Lebanese capital, Beirut. Professor Wakim, welcome to the program. One of the highlights, as stated by the Syrian Foreign Ministry, is the destructive effect of the U.S. raids and attacks in Syria, stating that Syria's economy and infrastructure is suffering for the worst as a result of these attacks. Tell us more, please.
Well, so far the U.S. raids that came after the Russian direct involvement in Syria, they only targeted civilian and infrastructure plants in Syria, electricity plants and other infrastructure, and they didn't target any terrorist groups. Of course, there were reports and declarations by the United States criticizing Russia for targeting such groups. So I believe that the U.S. raids come at a time just to prove that they have influence, and that the Russians and the Syrians need to talk to the Americans in order to sort out any matter related to Syria. And this is how I understand the U.S. raids in Syria now.
Mr. Wakim, the Syrian Foreign Ministry has handed over a formal letter to the United Nations, to the UN Secretary General, and to the Security Council. They've also stated that the U.S. Raids are illegal because they do not have consent from Damascus. What will the United Nations do in this regard?
Too bad the United Nations has been under the influence of the United States for the past 3 decades. And I don't expect any action by the United Nations, especially that the United States has the right to veto any decision by the UN. So the Syrian move is a mere moral move just to corner the United States on the diplomatic level, but I don't believe that it would go beyond that.
Thank you very much, Professor Jamal Wakim, joining us from Beirut.